So I live with my two cousins at the moment. She's a working class adult who has a job, and she's a college student at her final year in college. Then there's me, your favorite gooner. We just finished watching the latest episodes of Gachi Akuta and Kaiju number 8 and was like, oh look, why don't we watch this anime about sweet, innocent high school love with the girl that we always see in wholesome edits and shit? Huh, okay, sure. So we decided to give it a go, and we had a lot of fun laughing at it. Okay, before you leave this video, let me give a little context. This woman doesn't like romance. This girl doesn't like cheesy shit. Then there's me, who likes romance and cheesy shit. But even still, when this anime was announced, I tried to not really talk about it because I've read the manga a few years ago but dropped it around the time when these two became a couple because it just wasn't really my thing. I didn't remember why, but I just let people have their fun with it while I just continued reading / watching the rom-coms that actually mattered to me. Like Masterpiece 1, 2, and 3. So when I saw people liking the anime adaptation or simping over Waguri, I thought it was fine. It may not be what I like, but who am I to go and shit on what people find entertaining? I'm just a dude who makes dumb videos with 15,000 subscribers. Why should I have any authoritative power over what people can and can't enjoy? Is that what this channel's become? Just a sad, miserable place where all we do is fight over what is good and what isn't? Am I really that much of a scumbag that I would stop happy and innocent people from just having simple fun? Look, I'm sorry, okay? I just had to. I really gotta get this shit off my chest since I've been keeping it in me for a while. And remember, I like romance and cheesy shit, but there's just a lot about this series that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I also didn't want to make this video at this time because I've been on a mommy spree lately, and I am not beating the allegations of being a mommy supremacist. I mean, I am, but I don't want to be known as someone who only likes stories that have older women in it because there are a lot of high / middle school romances that deserve their own attention and praise too. And listen, I think you can definitely like this series. It's completely valid to do so. In fact, I'm glad it's changed a lot of people and how they view romantic life in general. I'm just here to tell you why I don't like it and why I personally can't get into it the same way everyone does. But before I get into those points, I'm going to talk about the things that I do like. On a technical level, this anime is dope. I mean, Cloverworks cooked as they usually do. The animation is great, the music is nice, and the voice acting is fire as always, apart from a minor pet peeve that I have, but I'll talk about that later. The Beach Confession is pretty good. As much as I love romances that have the main couple do their big moment in the finale, I'm also a big fan of animes that go straight into it. Make more animes where the main pair is already a couple. There are plenty of cute stories you can make when the characters' relationship are already established instead of the usual will they / won't they edging. The character designs are chef's kiss. Subaru looks dope, Rinzaro and his boys look pretty cool. I can definitely see people making cool fan art about these guys. In fact, I'm pretty sure they already exist. And of course, Waguri just looks like the perfect character that just embodies the word beautiful. And I remember back when people felt something similar in Komi-san and told people that she is too innocent to be looted into Rule 34 and failed, but I truly mean it this time. I think Waguri is one of those characters that are just simply too adorable for anyone to make any doujins of her. And if they do, they better make it a vanilla aftermath between her and only Rintaro. Other than that, I just don't see it working. And finally, last but definitely not least, my favorite thing to ever come out of this entire series, Mommy. God, she's so pretty. Alright, that's all the comments I'm gonna give. Let's go and dive into it. Number 1, Waguri's voice. I do not like it. I am not a big fan of the cutesy, super high-pitched voice because it's really overdone and can easily get annoying. This is a personal thing. I don't really like it, but if you do, good for you. But on a serious note, I don't know why they decided to take this direction with Waguri's voice, cause like, why does she always do the most? Seriously, I know anime is often exaggerated, but I think this is the one aspect you didn't need to modify about her. I remember reading the manga a few years ago, and this voice definitely suits her. I think that's pretty obvious. But what's with the fucking moaning? And I'm not crazy, just listen to these clips. That wasn't me, by the way. That was my 27-year-old cousin's genuine reaction to watching the scene. I'm just reenacting. I mean, I've developed some sort of immunity for this kind of thing since my job is to watch a lot of hentais and anime, but I still very much prefer without it. I've given up on trying to understand people who like these kind of voices because, again, subjectivity. But man, I can't imagine liking a girl who has a voice of a middle schooler. Like, that shit is not fun. And I know what some of you will say. You're one to talk, Kiwi. I see you constantly posting ammo edits in your Instagram stories. And she has a high-pitched voice too. So why do you like her but hate Waguri for having the same voice? And I didn't think I need to say this, but you're fucking stupid. Amo is not a likable character in anime at the moment, so I can understand why people wonder why I like her. But I'm a manga reader, and I've read her backstory and development that's made me love her as a character. But even if I didn't read the manga, that's still a dumb fucking point. Amo's purpose in this anime is to be annoying. Like, the author is deliberately making her into a hateable character so you can feel the satisfaction when she inevitably loses. Now compare that to Waguri, who is our main heroine. She's the main girl of the entire story, so it's a pretty big deal to make her likable. And I'm not saying I dislike her, because I've read the manga for this too and I think she's pretty cute, but her voice is just something that I don't fuck with. Also, Amo's voice is not even that high. Are you seriously comparing this to this? Moving on to point number 2 on why I don't like this anime is that it's too anime. Okay, let me explain. I think another way of putting it is by calling it corny, the type of shit that you could probably see from the wannabe otakus in middle school, the type of shit that I think, dare I say, pretty cringe. Like in episode 2, I like the scene where Rintaro's mom calls him out of his hypocritical ways and how he's become the very person that he hates. There's a pretty good wake-up call that I thought was pretty nice to say. But then that bubbly feeling instantly gets removed the moment he does this shit. Oh man. And I get it, I understand why he hated himself at the moment, but it's the fact that he's doing it in front of his mom that just really irks me. If he did that when no one is around, I'd be fine, but doing it where you know someone is going to take notice just makes it come across as attention seeking. If you're at the state of wallowing in your self-loathing, you wouldn't do this shit in front of them. When you have moments where you hate yourself, you always try to hide the pain that you have, because if someone worries over you, that'll just add on to your hatred towards yourself because you feel like a burden with how people are concerned over you. How do I know this? Because I'm living proof of it. And can we also talk about how this always happens? Like, seriously, why does everybody in the series hate themselves? I'm sorry I made you worry. Nah, it's nothing. It's my fault. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Okay, how about you're all the worst, okay? Everybody wins.
Jesus.
I also really dislike it when anime makes the obvious pattern where as long as we hear the characters' inner monologues and how much they regret doing what they did, everything is gonna be fine. I am not a fan of this cliche. I don't like the idea of a character being forgiven just because we now know their backstory / motivation. For example, early in the season, Subaru tries to sabotage Waguri's relationship with Rintaro, and she really could have succeeded if only Rintaro didn't go through the character development he's had in the past 4 episodes, which in turn leads to Rintaro rejecting her offer and deciding to stay with Waguri. Thankfully. But can we talk about what she just did? She nearly destroyed the possibility of a wholesome and cute couple from ever happening. Now that's borderline unforgivable. But of course, when she comes clean to Waguri, she just accepts it and acts like everything is all good without a tinge of unpleasantness. Ma'am? I mean, you can argue it's within her character to forgive her best friend, but you can also argue that it's in her character to not want to ruin her relationship with the boy she likes. I'm not even that upset about the acceptance. I just wanted to see something. Get annoyed, be a little upset. She almost stopped you from getting the love of your life. And look, you can feel regret. Everybody deserves second chances. But only after they've repercussed the consequences of their actions. There is a very similar situation in this in a manhwa named Outsider's Way In, where this girl tries to sabotage her relationship with this guy for her sake, and when she found out, they fucking fight, as they should. And I'm not asking them to take the exact same route, I'm just giving an example of how a normal person reacts to their crushes being taken away by their own best friend. Oh, but Kiwi, you said you liked the latest Demon Slayer movie and how they handled the backstory and motivations for the demons. So why are you being selective and choosing which ones you like? And again, no. I'm not even gonna talk about the Akaza's backstory because that's full of spoilers and doesn't do anything for your argument. But yes, I think the demons telling us their goals and motivations should not really do shit. But you also have to remember, they're dead. Like, brother, they're dying and most likely going to hell. That is a big fucking punishment. Meanwhile, my entire point this whole time is I'm saying that Subaru did something bad and gets nothing for it. Not even a little smack on her big ass forehead, not a diss track from the viewers, no. Instead, Waguri comforts her and calls her kind, their favorite overused plot device. You're such a kind person. You're always so kind, Subaru. You've always been kind, ever since we were kids. Yeah, Subaru, you must be a kind person. Kaoruko, the guy you fell in love with, is way too kind. And yet, I treated such a kind person like that. You're such a kind person. Oh my god, we get it! How about you're all kind, okay? Everybody wins. This is something so simple, but why do they always use this line? Even if you want to show how they like each other due to how nice they are, stop using the fucking word kind! Like, come on, didn't they teach you not to be repetitive? This is grade school stuff. Stop repeating the same damn lines or it's gonna get old quick. And you might say, oh, well that's the point, Kiwi. This is a wholesome world where youth is healed and they are the sweetest couple in existence who have pure, genuine love for each other because of how kind they are. And to that I say, fine. But this isn't the only case of them being repetitive. Hey guys, it's Q McHarvey here, and welcome to tonight's game show. Today, we are going to play a quick little drinking game. The rule is simple. Take a shot every time a character apologizes in the show. This should be a fun little alcoholic game between friends. So get set, ready, and go!
ごめんなさい。すみませんでした。
巻き込んじまってすみません。すみませんでした。悪いな。ごめんな。
私の方こそごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。すみません。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
ごめん。傷つけてごめん。ごめんなさい。
Hey guys, do you know that we're not even halfway through the anime? Oh, you wouldn't get it, Kiwi. Japan has a rich culture of always bowing down and apologizing. You're a foreigner, so you don't understand. Do some more research before you start judging them for their own culture. Hey, did you guys know that Japan committed some of the most heinous war crimes on China? That even when the Nazis came by, they were disgusted at what the Japanese men were capable of? But once the war is over, the scientists weren't punished, and even until now, they still haven't apologized or even admit to doing it? Yeah. They probably should have saved some of their sorries for that. Speaking of the halfway point, let's talk about this scene real quick. Because I hate it. With a passion. I don't have much words to describe it, but something about it just screams Discord mod fantasy. And nobody's complained about this scene. Actually, I haven't seen anyone really complain about this anime in general. But I don't care if I'm the only one. It starts with this dude's mid-ass roast. How did he even get there in the first place? Like, aren't they there to stop them from going anywhere or whatever? Then these guys make a fucking word-accurate goon villain monologue. We were the one who beat up your friend. Then fucking this guy does a hoi hoi hoi. And of course, he beats up 7 people that are bigger than him and comes out without a scratch or losing a breath. Something even Prime John Jones and Conor McGregor couldn't even do. But hey guys, it's anime, right? Gotta suspend our disbelief.
凛太郎は最高にかっこいい男だよ。それだけ覚えて気をつけて帰ってね。
I'm sorry, okay? I hate it. I hate it. I don't care if I'm the only one. If there are 100 people who hate this scene, I'm one of them. If there's one, then that's me. If there's none, that means I am dead. See, this is why I contemplated so hard on whether or not I should make a video about this, because this isn't one of those things where I can really defend myself. I am outing myself by making me look like the stinky midget that is uncool and hates everything. At least when I want to hate on Solo Leveling, I can make thousands of reasonable points of why it's not a good piece of media. Seriously, I can easily make a 40-minute video on why the entire manhwa series sucks. In fact, I'll probably make one in the future. But in the case of this manga, I'm really alone. I don't think I've seen anyone hate it, and for good reason, I think. I definitely see the appeal. It is well written, the romance is great on paper, it's animated beautifully, and the community that comes out of it isn't toxic at all. I really don't like how they execute it. For one, I love these sorts of wholesome communications where friends be honest with their feelings and tell each other how much they value each other. That's great, I'm not gonna bash that. But these types of conversations happen every damn episode. And what it does is it takes away the impact compared to if it takes a bit more time to cook. Rinzara and this guy has a fight. Not long after that, they're all good again. Subaru and Waguri has a breach of trust. Next scene right after, they sort out their feelings. And you might say, well, what's wrong with that? A good communication is the fix to all problems. And yeah, you're right. But this is also a manga, a story that is trying to hook your attention, and if they make up conflicts only to resolve them before they get big, then it makes it more shallow. I don't ever want to imply that I can do better because I'm not a writer. The best thing I wrote was an Eevee x Pikachu fanfiction back when I was 14 years old. But these are just small little things that easily pop up to my mind whenever I wish that this series kind of takes a different route. There are two animes that I like to compare this to give you guys a little bit of an understanding of where I'm coming from. The first anime is Vinland Saga Season 2. Perfect 10 out of 10 season. Thorfinn has one of the greatest character developments in anime history, not just because of the dialogue, but because of how they execute it. He has this big turning point in episode 9 of that season, and seeing him have that heartfelt conversation with his best friend never fails to bring a tear to my eye. In fact, I just watched it yesterday and actually cried. But a huge part of why this even worked so well is because we had 8 episodes before this to lead up to that much needed conversation that these two needed to have. If the conflict before this conversation happened just an episode before, yeah, I guess it can work, but it would have had that much less of an impact. So method number 1, just let it cook. Let the conflict brew up a bit more, let your audience wallow into the suspense a little bit longer. That'll make the payoff more satisfying after letting it wait for a while. Oh, but Kiwi, that's different because Vinland Saga has twice as many episodes while this anime is trying to fit as many stories into a 12 episode season. Well, then that's where method 2 comes in. And that is, just don't make it cringe. And for this, we're gonna talk about Gintama. Gintama is currently my favorite anime of all time, and for plenty of reasons, one of them being that they don't treat you like an idiot. There would be plenty of times where they don't have to say anything for you to get to the point that they are coming across, and I think that's what this anime is missing for me. For example, one of my favorite episodes of Gintama ever is episode 111. Meet Kagura, a girl born from an alien race that is immensely violent and one of the most feared races in the entire galaxy. And her father figure that adopted her from Earth is our main character Gintoki, and this glasses-wearing human is Shin-chan. Prior to this episode, we've already established the type of relationship that they have as they always go through shenanigans where they constantly fight and bicker over the stupidest things. These moments are hilarious and Tom and Jerry-esque, but it makes a long-running joke that these motherfuckers hate each other. That is until this episode comes in, where Kagura wants to follow the trends of the girls on Earth by showing off her cute umbrella in the rain. But when she saw a pair of poor, unsheltered children, she first left them alone before going back to give them her precious umbrella despite being in the rain. Showing that she's not just some chaotic alien, but someone who's changed. Someone who's taken the lessons that she's learned from his adoptive father, Gintoki. Alas, giving her umbrella away meant that she was now left with the umbrella that she found in the trash, and with it came the laughs and mockeries from all of the other girls walking through the street. And although she was willing to put up with it because she wanted to do the right thing, she then heard this.
お嬢さん、お嬢さん。なかなか生かした傘持ってるじゃねえかい。ちょいと俺たちも入れちゃくれねえかい。
The anime then brings the saturation up, a simple way to show that her gloomy world's gone brighter the moment she's met these two idiots who do nothing but cause trouble for her as they walk away in the rain, not caring whether or not they get soaking wet. As long as they are together, they can have fun and live through their lives being happy. Now, I don't expect them to have the same writing style as Gintama, but I do wish that they would do more show don't tell. There are plenty of times where Gintama also tells you, hey, this is what we want to say, pay attention. There are also times where Gintama goes cheesy and tells you, hey, we're gonna beat you with the power of friendship. But at no point does any of them feel boring/corny because they're spread out. We have different varieties of how they want to get their points across instead of a series of episodes where they go heartfelt for back to back to back. And if they do, which they can, they don't use the same methods so it doesn't feel repetitive. If you try to be emotional every episode by having your characters lay bare with their feelings to each other, it'll stop being emotional. And I mean it, the first few episodes I excused it, but seriously, it's like they can't go a day without having deep talks. I already started getting desensitized to it by the 4th confession in episode 4 when Rintaro and Subaru had a talk. But then by the 7th episode, I just let it happen at that point. I mean, what am I gonna do? Turn off my TV? Yes, I will. Because instead I'm gonna watch it by myself so I don't have to disturb these anti-lovers. Yep, as much as this video makes you believe otherwise, I still think this anime is not bad. If I take off my bias glasses, I know that this, by almost all accounts, is a good anime. I mean, I literally said that on a technical level that this anime is amazing and how the romance is well written on paper. And just because I'm not a fan of it doesn't mean I'm going to deny the fact that this is a classic. I mean, everybody loves Waguri, everybody loves Waguri and Rintaro, and when everybody loves a cute, wholesome, and innocent couple, it makes me happy. I'm glad that there's no shipping between a very toxic pair where they go from enemies to lovers or a man being paired up with a total red flag for a change. No, it gives me hope in the world that you don't have to make shit complex for people to just love watching these two lovebirds get into a relationship with each other just because it's immensely fun to do so. I just wish that I could have fun with them too. The entire video of me complaining is less of me hating the anime. I mean, I don't even hate the anime in the first place. I just feel a little left out that I'm not feeling the same joy as everyone, and I wish to find my own little community that at least has some of the opinions that I do. I'm definitely aware that this video is gonna get hate, and if I really think about it, making this video is definitely gonna be a net negative for my channel. But regardless, I just wish for it to be known that I tried getting into this anime. In conclusion, this anime by itself would probably be an 8 out of 10, but my personal review, as someone who likes romance and high school rom-coms, I am pretty disappointed with how much I dislike about the series. So I am going to give The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity a controversial score of 6 out of 10. You guys know the drill, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch where I'm streaming more nowadays, and not to mention the other 2 channels where I post set streams and stream highlights that take forever for me to edit. Anyways, that's it. Hope you guys don't crucify me too much in the comments. Gotta go now. Bye!